Hello. Welcome to the Created Worthy podcast. I am your host, Danielle Damrell, and I am so excited and sad a little bit to be closing out season 1 today. This has been such a crazy journey of just starting this podcast and seeing how God has taken something that started as a vision so long ago of me just speaking and planting that seed in my heart to starting a creative business and really figuring out that was a great way for me to learn about entrepreneurship. But it wasn't the final destination for me. And I don't even know that this is the final destination for me. I hope that it's just the start of a new, exciting career and adventure. I am just so grateful for all of you who have hung in there with me and have listened to this show and continue to cheer me on. You guys are amazing, and I could not continue doing this without the messages you send me and the encouragement and the things that stood out to you. That stuff, hearing how these stories and my story are affecting you in a positive way and pointing you towards your faith or Jesus, that is my ultimate goal. Thank you. Thank you guys for listening. And if there's any new listeners this week, welcome to the Created Worthy podcast, where we go deep, we have real conversations, and I may or may not overshare. You just never know. I am fully aware. I tell stories in way too much detail, but that's how my brain thinks. So that's who I am. That's the show. We are going to start with a little Where Are They Now segment, where I give you a little update on where the guests I've already had on this show are now and the big things that they're doing. So I am really excited to share all the amazing changes that have happened in so many of these women's lives. So to start, I had Dr. Christine Mnookin, and man, she is a powerhouse. She is making huge waves in the health and wellness community right now. And to update you on what's going on, she is releasing her first book where she has led and compiled 20 of the women who have been in her Functional Medicine Business Academy to help them to become published authors. And hopefully come November 9th, when it releases, they will become best-selling authors. And Gary and I, as you may have heard before, were co-editors in that book, did some ghostwriting in there as well. So I am very, very excited and proud of this book that is coming out. The name of it is called Unleash the Story Within. And like I said, it's 20 authors who are all have worked within the medical field, whether as pharmacists or other positions, and are now pivoting into functional medicine because of their personal experience with holistic healthcare, and also because they know that they can help people really heal and get to the root causes of illnesses. So that's going to be a great book. And she's also, right around the same time the book launches, starting a wellness company. So more details on that on her Instagram and social media. So make sure you follow her at Dr. Christine Mnookin. I also had the privilege of creating the template for their certificates for the Functional Medicine Business Academy. And now the first batch have officially graduated and become certified functional medicine specialists. So that's also an exciting update with her. And she's also building an amazing team of people who are supporting her mission in starting this functional medicine revolution. And like I said, helping people to heal their minds and their bodies from within. So Dr. Christine, if you're listening, thank you for all of your support and encouragement over these last 6 months or more. And I am so grateful for you and the impact you've made in my life and in the lives of so many others. Make sure that if you have not listened to episode 2, go back and listen to her whole story and her beautiful heart, and check out her podcast, the Story Podcast, if you haven't already. The next guest I had on was Brooke Rock, and she was the first person I interviewed in person. Brooke and I talked all about our longtime friendship, marriage and motherhood, choosing to be entrepreneurs, shaving her head and going viral on TikTok, as well as the mental health journey she's been walking through ever since then. To update, Brooke just finished her seventh wedding season here in Denver as a makeup artist. And if you're in the wedding world, you know how big of an accomplishment that is. She is actually moving, and that is the biggest update. And as I'm recording this, her and her family are moving and abandoning me to go live in North Carolina. I'm joking, of course. I'm actually really proud of them, and I know it takes so much courage to do that, and I believe that this will serve as a huge blessing in all of their lives. So her and her fam are planning on taking the first couple of months to get adjusted to their beautiful new home. Oh my gosh, where they are moving, property values are totally different than here in Denver, and they are getting an amazing home. I'm so jealous. But they are going to be working on just rebuilding a foundation and a community there and figuring out what their next steps are. So Brooke, if you're listening, I know you're not a podcast person, but if you listen to this, thank you for supporting my mission and being willing to share your story on my podcast. Also, thanks for being my recording in-person guinea pig and tolerating my super messy house while recording on the wrong type of microphone. I'm sorry, I didn't even know that until recently, but yeah, one day we're definitely going to sit down again in my new studio and have another amazing conversation. I know God is doing so much in Brooke's life right now, and I cannot wait to see the fruit that will come out of this previous trying season that they've been walking through. Make sure to check out episodes 3 and 4 if you haven't already, and hear all about Brooke and our longtime friendship. The next guest I had the privilege of interviewing was Katie DeWeese. In her story, I was stunned by the amount of similarities we had. I had to stop myself from constantly saying me too. Actually, Morgan, my editor and good friend, of course, she said something when she was editing this episode where she's like, oh my gosh, everything she was saying, I was like, that is so you. I was like, I know, it was so crazy. So the whole time I just was so inspired and encouraged by what Katie was saying, and just the comfort of knowing that we're genuinely not alone. The amount of both professional and personal experiences she's gone through serves as a beautiful model of resilience and making hard choices for the right reasons. She continues to inspire me with her determination to make light from chaos as she shares the sometimes harsh reality of parenthood in a way that is hopeful and life-giving, yet still relatable and honest. So her update is that she's still taking a break, as far as I know, from her professional career, and remains focused on building and supporting her family. This takes courage and determination, especially because she's got serialpreneur spirit just like I do. And she likes to build things and build businesses. Thank you so much, Katie, for coming on my show. It was an honor to sit down with you and hear your incredible story. I can't even put into words how much your life and hard decisions have encouraged me. Your story is worthy and more powerful than you know. Please don't ever doubt that. Katie, like Brooke, was so gracious to put up with my improper recording setup. So I definitely want to have you over again when the studio is finished as well. If you haven't listened to episode 6, make sure to check it out, especially if you're a mom. The next mom I had on the show was Amber Swanson, whose story will forever shake me to the core and remind me of God's grace and redemption that can come out of immense pain. Amber pretty suddenly lost her husband in a tragic accident while he was on a camping trip, but has remained determined to turn her grief and heartache into a blessing and encouragement for herself and for so many others. At the time of her interview, she talked about remarrying and her incredible husband, and was very pregnant at the time. Well, her update is exciting and also like so much props to her because on August 12th, after 33 hours of labor, Amber gave birth to her handsome and healthy little boy, Henry. Talk about a superhuman, though. 33 hours of labor. Oh my gosh. My whole body hurts just thinking about it. Her and her husband are adjusting now to parenthood and enjoying the sweet and sometimes sleepless days that come along with the newborn stage. They are so happy and so blessed with their little baby and are just soaking up all the little baby cuddles. So that's a really exciting update. The next one was Morgan, which I'm not going to update too much on because we are relaunching Half Hood, Half Holy, and you guys will hear plenty of updates on there. But I will say she is on her way to Colorado for like a month and a half in like a week. So she'll be here so soon, and I am so excited to see her in person and squeeze her. So that is an update. And then also, yeah, Morgan, I know that you're going to listen because you're editing this. And thank you for coming on the Created Worthy podcast twice. You are a backbone of this show. You are the backbone of this show. And I couldn't have done any of this without you. So thank you for being an amazing friend and always encouraging me and reminding me to stop being so complicated and take a break. You're a rock star. Way more than people even know. But I know. So thank you. Anyway, if you haven't listened to her episode and her story, listen on episode 8 and episode like 17. 17. Yes, 8 and 17. Go back. Morgan's awesome. Half Hood, Half Holy is going to be great. Okay, so the next person I had on the show was my husband, Gary. He was on for episodes 11 and 12. Those were really hard to record, but I feel like that episode came together really, really well. So, Gary, I know that you listen occasionally to this podcast to check up on me, and I love you. So whenever you do hear this episode, know that I am so grateful for you. And you are my hero. I am sorry I'm so hard on you all the time, but I really, really love you. And I just don't know how to handle myself. But you are incredible and such a blessing. I could not do literally anything, any of this. I would not be where I'm at all today without you. I love you with my whole heart. Mushy gushy stuff. I need a brief intermission. Give me a second.
I love you, babe.
Stop.
Keep it up.
Me, babe.
Oh. All right. I love you, Danielle.
Okay, that's better. All right. I am back and I am good to go. I am just not super romantic. And so it makes me, a little queasy, honestly. But I'm back. And the next person I had on the show was Casey, and she's awesome. If you did not listen to her episode, you should. She talked all about being a movement coach and losing her mom and going through so many life experiences from becoming an attorney to deciding to become a personal trainer. There are just so many things that she has navigated through and had to make some really tough decisions about. So definitely go back and listen to episode 14 if you haven't. That is Casey Phillips' episode. And an update with her is she has been running these nutrition and fitness groups and been doing these monthly challenges. If you don't follow her on social media yet, make sure you go follow at Casey Phillips, KASEYPHILLIPS. Yes, I think I got it. Go follow her. She's doing monthly challenges. Really awesome. We are in a nutrition group of hers right now, and both my husband and I have already lost like 10 plus pounds, and it's been, I think, 4 weeks. She's just an amazing coach and trainer and all of the things. So go check her out. Casey, if you're listening to this, I know that you're also not a podcast person and you have not even listened to your own episode of this podcast, which is fine. Honestly, I've not listened to all of my episodes of myself specifically either. Like it can be weird, but if you do ever listen to this episode, know that I am so grateful for you and to walk with you almost daily in our lives for the first 6 months of this year was an incredible blessing to me. None of this would be possible without you either. You are a huge part of my community and my support and helping me to remain on path. You're an incredible person and accountability partner and friend. So thank you for coming on the Created Worthy podcast. Your story is so beautiful and so valuable. The next person I interviewed was Allison Woodley. She has quite a few incredible updates, but if you haven't listened to her episode, she talks about her new book, The Unicorn Syndrome, and her life story of how she discovered that accepting her own uniqueness was the only way that she would be able to live the empowered, beautiful, strong, focused, purpose-filled life that she is called to live. So in terms of where she's at now, she's building a digital course focused on self-love and holistic health. She will be sharing those dates on her Instagram and Facebook. I think she has Facebook as well, but you can find her at allison.woodley on Instagram, and that is ALLISON WOODLEY. Make sure to follow along with her. And she is also doing several free masterclasses this month on body image and self-love, which obviously is something that I think we could all work on. So make sure to follow along with her so that you can get signed up for her free masterclasses and just join her on her journey in sharing the love that we are all looking to have for ourselves and for others. Thank you so much, Allison, for coming on the Created Worthy podcast. And I cannot wait to see the big ways that you help other people and continue to grow yourself into the life that you deserve and are worthy of living. Thanks again for joining on my show. All right, last but certainly not least, I had Kristen Day on my show. She is a process master. Actually, I'm sure she has an official title, but it's not coming to me right now. But she really does just help people who are overwhelmed with the digital side of running a business and helping them create profitable processes that you can actually use and understand. We had an amazing conversation, and she is just such an awesome person to look to for clarity and just simplifying the process of how to run your business and how to create systems that actually work and that are necessary to run an organized, not stressful business as best you can. As far as an update with Kristen, I really don't have one. I did reach out to her, but I haven't heard back. I haven't seen too much on social media, but I wish her the very best. And Kristen, if you are listening to this, thank you again so much for coming on the Created Worthy podcast. Your story is worthy. You are created worthy. And I am honored that you wanted to come on my show for your very first podcast as well.
Hi, I'm Ella. Please listen to our word from our sponsor.
Hi, this is Danielle Damrell, and I'm the founder and artist behind Danielle Damrell Creative Collective. Over the last 3.5 years, I've been compiling resources, and I'm excited to finally have created a platform where you can easily find them. DDCC is a continually expanding collection of creative products, blogs, graphics, and custom pieces that aim to spread love, truth, and vulnerable encouragement. Head over to my website, damrellcreativeco.com, to find all kinds of resources, from playlists to help you with intentional creative processing to Amazon recommendations for all types of crafty things. I've got you covered. Make sure to check out the collection I recently released, the Worthy Collection, where you can find hand-drawn inspirational stickers and empowering prints. I am honored to be the sole sponsor of this show right now. But if you'd like to partner with me by purchasing from the Worthy Collection, that would be an incredible way to do so.
Hey, did you set up a Patreon too?
Oh, yeah, you can find me over on Patreon too. Okay, back to the story. So that is all of the guests that I've had on season 1. again, thank you to all of you who joined me and were vulnerable and honest and real about your stories and where you're at. That took courage, and I'm honored that you were willing and able to do that with me. That is a blessing, and thank you for being a part of season 1 of Created Worthy. As I said last week, I did put up question boxes for a Q&A, and I honestly didn't have very many responses, which is fine, but I did have a couple, and there are 2 questions that I really feel like I need to answer for this show. The first one is regarding Gary and I and Ella and our family dynamics, and the question is, was it difficult to adapt to parenting Ella alongside Gary after you got married? And the short answer is yeah, it was. But also, it was way harder to parent what felt like alone. Gary has stepped in and given me and Ella the proper support and encouragement and stability. Really, that's at the heart of it that we desperately needed. And I cannot imagine my life any other way. I don't think that Ella would be as good and as stable as she is. I would definitely not be as good and as stable as I am. And I know that God knew that. So that's exactly why he placed Gary into our lives. And he is a miracle. Like, he really is a miracle, you guys. Like, honestly, we would be so lost without him. So yes, it was difficult, but it was also so natural for him. And I needed help desperately. So it was kind of natural for me too. But just trying to figure out how to parent Ella the best is a challenge always. And I think it always will be, because we both want to do what's best for her. And sometimes, a lot of times, it's really hard to know that. Every kid is so different. You can try 100 different things and it might not be right for your kid specifically. So it gets really exhausting and tiring, but I couldn't imagine doing it with anyone else. That was question number 1. And the second one is foundational for this show. And I feel like I've kind of been confused, honestly, as to what the heartbeat of this show needs to be. I started this really wanting to do a mostly storytelling podcast, but I also realized midway through that I enjoy doing solo episodes because it gives me a really clear way and reason to process on paper and to write outlines and just to figure out where I'm at. And there are certain things that I think God has placed in my life that are meant to be shared, like our infertility journey, as uncomfortable as it is. Honestly, it's so helpful and life-giving to me to be able to figure out, one, what is God doing? Why is he allowing this? Yes, it's public. Is it embarrassing? Maybe a little bit sometimes, but it's also just like, this is life, you guys. Like, this is our real life. And I want to be able to share that on my podcast. Anyway, the question was, why Created Worthy? Like, why did I choose the name Created Worthy? And actually, to be honest, I don't have a great answer for that. I think, like I said, my heart behind the show originally was like storytelling, get people to come on, have people who have some large following or micro influencer following, along with people who are just like you and me. Like, we don't need big followings, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or a postal worker or a teacher or whatever. And I think I did carry that out with this show. Like, the mission being, all of our stories are worthy. We are all created worthy. And the reason that I really felt like, okay, yes, I'm going to go with that was, one, because you guys voted on it, to be honest. But also because of this song. Music has always been something for me where I feel like the Lord communicates with my soul through lyrics of songs. I listen to lyrics and I think really deeply about them. And last year, at some point, I discovered India RE, which I had never heard of her music before. And I'm so sad to say that, because her music has been such a light in my life for so long now. Well, for like the last year, and has given me just so much encouragement. But she has a song called Worthy. It described my heart for other women and just for really the message I want to be sending so well. I am going to take a little risk here. I'm nervous about it because I don't want to break any podcasting rules and get canceled. Like, please, no, please, Lord Jesus, no. But I'm going to take a risk and play the song for you guys because honestly, if there was a theme song for this show, it really would be Created Worthy. And since way before I started this podcast, I started reaching out to India Ari directly as best I could. And then her management company and personal manager, and one manager sent me to another. And I emailed like multiple times asking if I could get the rights to play this on my intro or even just use the instrumental, or even I offered to do a cover, you guys. Like, I've really tried because this song has meant so much to me and really is the best way that I can describe my mission for Created Worthy. So with that being said, I'm going to play the song and then I'm going to come back and we're going to party like it's Created Worthy season 1 finale. And by party, I mean like I'll probably slow clap because I'm super into that right now. Anyway, enjoy the song and make sure to listen to the lyrics. This is my heart for you and for all of us.
I know exactly what you're thinking. I've had those thoughts a million times. I can see the question that's behind your eyes. Oh, you're searching for your peace of mind. Now listen up to this truth. You are me and I am you. Every one of us is worthy. Baby, girl, worthy woman. Every one of us is worthy. I know your life, I felt your pain. I know your joys and your shames. Sometimes it feels like life walks over you, or like you're a penny on the ground. But either on the ground or in your purse, the smallest piece still holds its worth. Every one of us is worthy. Baby, girl, worthy woman. Every one of us is worthy. Baby, girl, worthy woman. Every one of us is worthy. Worthy of love, worthy of life, worthy of saying no when something don't feel right. This is a song for you, for all the ups and downs that life will put you through. Oh, so listen up to this truth. You are me and I am you. Every one of us is worthy. Yeah, baby, girl, worthy woman. Every one of us is worthy. Baby, girl, worthy woman. Every one of us is worthy. Baby, girl, worthy woman. Every one of us is worthy. Baby, girl, worthy woman. Every one of us is worthy. Every one of us is worthy. Every one of us is worthy.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Did you guys cry? I cry every time I listen to that song. There are so many lyrics in that song that just are so perfect. And some of them are like, I know exactly what you're thinking. I've had those thoughts a million times. I can see the question that's behind your eyes. Oh, you're searching for your peace of mind. Like, how many of us live life searching for peace of mind? I know I do that constantly. I'm constantly looking for something to just give me peace. And oftentimes, as much as I know I should be looking to Jesus, I don't. And I struggle and I don't feel worthy and I don't feel enough. But this song, and hopefully this podcast too, is meant to be a reminder that every single one of us is worthy. We are created worthy. We've felt pain. My big saying of pain is pain, that's said in this song too. I know your life. I've felt your pain. I know your joys and your shames. Like, that's a really beautiful gift that has come out of a lot of painful things that I've gone through, is that I relate to a lot of different people. And I have never been more excited to use my experiences and my passions to bring encouragement to the world in a way that I really feel good about. I feel like I'm meant to help other people share their stories and to continue to point to Jesus as my king and my way of freedom. That's how I got through, but I still want to hear how you've gotten through. How do you continue when the days are really, really hard? And it feels like, again, from the song, someone walks over you and like you're a penny on the ground. Regardless of these feelings, when we feel like nothing, we are something, because we all hold so much worth. That is the message for the show, and that's why Created Worthy. I've thought a lot recently, honestly, about changing the name of this show, but I think that I'm going to keep it, because my mission is to share stories and to come back to the truth that we are created worthy. Honestly, I got stuck on the worthy word because I have a confusing relationship with the word worthy. I believe that Jesus is the only truly worthy being who has ever walked this planet. But he has made us worthy as well through his life, death, and resurrection. And because you're born and you were chosen to be here, which I believe every single person who walks this earth was chosen to be here, God has allowed them to be here, that makes you worthy. You're supposed to be here. Every day is a gift. Every person has a mission to fulfill. We are on a mission. We are going to change this world by owning our own stories and sharing them and being vulnerable and being real and knowing that we are created worthy. Thank you guys again for listening to this episode. This is the Created Worthy Party. I'm partying by myself at a microphone because I'm a weirdo. It's fine though, because Created Worthy Season 2 is coming soon. Probably January, but I haven't quite figured out a date and I don't really know exactly doing it, so I will let you know. But also, I said it in the last episode, but you guys, Season 2 is going to be amazing. It's going to be truly amazing. Format is going to be a little bit different, a little bit more journalism style storytelling, but we are already recording starting next week for Season 2. We're just going to take a little bit more time to produce them, and I'm going to take more time to really dive into these stories, and I am so excited about it. So definitely stay tuned, and hopefully if you haven't listened to all of the episodes of Season 1 of Created Worthy, you can use these next few months over the holidays to catch up and follow along, share it with a friend. Let me know if you've gained any value or if anything connected with you, and I would love to hear your story too. I'm always looking for guests who want to share their story on this podcast. So reach out to me on Instagram, or my email is in the show notes as well. All right, you guys, this is really the end. This is the end of Season 1. Thank you again. I've said that a million times on this episode, but I mean it. You guys are the best. I'll see you soon for Season 2. Also, India Ari, please do not sue me. I promise I don't make any money from this podcast, and I really just love your song, and I'll pay any royalties. I'm sorry I used your song, but it's gonna help people, and people are gonna listen to it, and it's gonna make you money anyway. Please don't sue me. Please don't sue me. I love you, and I know that we would be friends if we met each other in person.
What's up, everyone? It's Morgan. Oh, stop, please. Stop it. I know. Thank you. I just had to jump on here for the season finale. I mean, how could I not? I'm a Leo. I need to be a part of everything. And honestly, I feel very honored to be a part of this podcast. Thank you, Danielle. I love you. I love editing for you. And please enjoy these little bloopers that I've put at the end, because this is Danielle's real life. And as much as I love making her sound professional and getting her message across as clearly as possible, I also enjoy all of the outtakes and the mistakes. Enjoy.
Woo! I'm struggling today, dude. I love you. Oh my gosh, Lacey, knock it off! You've got to be kidding me. What the heck? Another? Did you hear that? Oh my gosh.
What?
One time in high school, I won a burping contest. It was an informal contest, but I was on a stage, and I rocked that. The walls were shaking, no joke. Oh, sorry,